Sky Howdy, and welcome back to another episode of World Bigfoot Radio. Merry Christmas Day, everybody. We got special returning guest who has been on the show many times. Was actually one of the earliest guests ever on my show, Researcher X. And she is back to update us on what is the latest weird, horrifying things that are happening at her haunted horse ranch. And so, welcome back to the show and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everyone, and thanks for having me again.
It's always a blast to have you back. You know, we have to keep in touch with you every so often. You go, Duke, something weird happened, and you send me one of these weird, creepy videos, and I'm like, oh my God, what's going on down there now? Robin, call her quick.
Right. Yeah. We've just, it just never really stops. I think I sent you the video clip. The one of the latest video clips was probably the craziest ones I have gotten to date. That's the one where it was just 7:30, 8 o'clock at night. I decide to get in my golf cart, take the garbage down, drop off the garbage, drive it across the road, get my mail, come back, check the package box, kind of mess around at that one of the barns. And
so this time of the year, keeping in mind that time of night, it's dark.
It was dark. And I actually looked at the timestamp. We have a security camera on our brick barn. And when I drove by the brick barn, it said it was 8:38 at night. So it wasn't that late.
Yeah.
But it was dark already. Dark enough that after I passed the barn, I'm looking up the hill towards my house and I'm thinking, that's a weird looking light. I don't ever remember that light being there. And then I thought, what is that? Is that the neighbors? Is it somebody back in the woods? So I thought I'd better start recording this just in case it is something, and I hit record on my phone and I'm driving the golf cart and I kept looking at the light, looking at the road. Thinking, well, once I get up to the house, I'll just park the golf cart and kind of sneak over there and see what's going on or what is that light, and parked the golf cart, jumped off of it, turned around, and the light was gone. It was completely gone. So I've been working a lot with her name is Red Brickhauser. She's from the Florida Paranormal. Oh gosh, I can't remember the whole initials there, so I'm sorry, but her and her group have been coming out. I think it's Florida Paranormal Truth Seekers, if I'm not mistaken. Wonderful group of ladies that have been coming out and doing some investigating. So I went in, shared the video with her right away, and she's like, well, you caught an apparition. And I'm like, I did? Because I didn't see anything, but I was focused on the road and the light. And so when I went and looked at the video she had sent me back, you could see a figure walking. And excuse me. So I took that and I blew it up on my TV and I couldn't tell what this thing was. It looked like it had hair. And like I said, when I was driving up the hill, I did not see the figure. If I would have seen the figure, I would have been hightailing it to my house and not sticking around outside to see what this thing was. But so that was kind of disturbing. It's definitely something walking, and it looks like it has hair for sure.
Something walking with hair.
Yes.
Sounds like a Bigfoot to me.
Yeah, just a really brief clip. So
we'll run it a few times. So when you saw this hairy apparition, sounds a
I
lot like
didn't see it
Bigfoot
though.
to
That
me.
was the thing. I just saw it on the
You said on
video,
the
and
video.
yeah.
Do you think the psychic ladies might be misdiagnosing what it is that you got on video?
Oh, well, she didn't know. I mean, she was just so excited when she saw it walking that she
Yeah.
was like, "Oh my gosh, we've got something else on the video." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, what?" And I'm like, "Oh." So
Are
definitely, I call it a creature. It looks like a creature. I cannot tell what kind of creature.
okay. So some kind of creature. Are they
Yeah.
aware that you also have like plenty of Bigfoot activity around the
Oh
haunted
yeah.
horse ranch? So they know about that.
Yes. Yes.
Wild.
Yep. When they were doing an investigation, they saw one down at the barn. It was like they were all down at one end of the barn, and because they had heard one of their sensors or something went off, so they went running down to the one end of the barn. One of the gals was on the opposite end, and she looked out in the parking lot, and she swore she saw a Bigfoot. And the next day,
Oh.
tracks, or they found a track. I think we casted it. Yeah.
I know. I think we talked about this last time where you had some Bigfoot people there and they didn't find any Bigfoot, but they had ghost activity. And then you had the
Yeah.
ghost people there and
A
there
lot of
wasn't too
Bigfoot
much with
activity.
that, but oh, they saw a Bigfoot and they found a track.
Right. I know. I know. Figures. Figures. So
Local
yeah, and
cryptids
then
defying expectations and showing up when they're
right.
not supposed to.
Yeah, yep. Yep. Just the good Lord's way of making them branch out.
Hey, I just mentioned this to one of my friends the other day. One of my favorite videos from the whole haunted horse ranch series of events that have been happening is where you had the guy there with the ghost box in the barn. You and him were down there and you're filming, and he's asking, who else is around the barn here right now besides us? And you hear this voice go, horse. Then there's this long pause and a Bigfoot.
All right, is there somebody here with us? Did you hear that? You heard that, right? Hey. That was a clear. All right, is there somebody here with us? Did you hear that? You heard that, right? Hey.
Right.
That was a clear.
Yeah. I'm like, oh my God.
That was one of my favorites either. Who's ratting
Well,
out the Bigfoot?
they'd introduced me to this app called GhostTube. And so I know one day I was down there in the stallion barn and washing, well, the stallion that lived down there, and giving him a bath and stuff, and I had it going on, and I thought, oh, I've got to, you know, run down and talk to Frank in a second. That's the man that rents the lower barn for me. And I thought, did that thing just say Bigfoot? And I thought, surely it didn't say Bigfoot. And I went out there, sure enough, it had said Bigfoot. So I go driving down there, Frank, the ghost tube said Bigfoot. And I said, you know, it's all fine as long as it doesn't say like aliens or something with it. So I go back up there and I'm like, okay, I've got this. I've got to put the horse away and finish up. And that darn phone, it said aliens. I could have just died.
Oh
I'm like,
God.
oh. So I do think we've got kind of the trifecta. One of the pictures that I showed you also, well, that's kind of what I was thinking when I first saw those lights. I'm like, well, could it be a UFO? I didn't know. You know, it looked big. That's why I kind of started taping. Because like I said, I saw it from the bottom of the hill and it was out in the abandoned woods. Well, they're not abandoned. They actually got cleared. Somebody did buy the property and I think they're going to build on it, but they cleared a lot of the woods out of there. And that's where it looked like the light was coming from, was from over there. So I mean, we have had activity, but what was the craziest thing is when I had my ghost hunter group out, they took some pictures down below, and this one gal got a picture of what appeared to be a UFO. And I think she actually shared it on, oh, I can't remember the name of the group, but Steven something or rather, he um has a group of UFO hunters, and they, call them in and have sessions and whatnot. But anyways, she shared it there, and some guy from Houston or somewhere in Texas had about the same exact photo of one he had gotten in the sky, which we thought was very interesting. Well, then I had another gentleman out with his son just to do some investigating after, the video of the creature. I sent him that, and he went down to the brick barn, and it was actually the very first photo he took down there of the sky. He got the exact same image months later,
Wow.
and these people don't even know one another. So
Wow.
I just thought, man, what are the odds of that happening? And
Slim to none.
that whole night was just, I don't know, it was just odd. I mean, just like, he had said something like, oh, well, I've seen one of those triangular shaped UFOs, blah blah blah. And I'm like, oh, I don't think I've ever seen one of those. And then the renter's like, I've just got the weirdest feeling in the barn. It's like I've been walking through cobwebs all day. There's just some kind of a weird energy down there. And I thought, well, that's odd. And I said, well, I'll keep you posted on if they find anything down there, because I'm sure that they'll walk through there a time or two. And then before he had even gone down there, I told him about the picture of the UFO or whatever it was that the ghost hunters had gotten. And I actually had texted her. I'm like, hey, can you send me that picture real quick? And she did. So I shared it with him. That might have been after. I can't remember because the whole night was just crazy. But anyways, he goes down there, and I'm looking up at the sky up here, and I'll be darned if I see something slow moving that looks triangular with three lights, and I'm like, what on earth? So I'm texting him to tell him what I just saw. He's texting me this picture of what he just got, that craft that looked, what, like it almost exactly like what Red had gotten. And so I go down there, and him and his son had been in the barn. He comes out saying, oh my God, it's like I'm covered in cobwebs and there's no webs. I've been shining my lights in there and there's no silk hanging down anywhere. But I just got this feeling of cobwebs. So it was just like everything that we had said, indirectly or directly, was just happening. It was just the craziest night. So yeah, just so weird things just happen here. It's just. Yeah, a couple videos of some orbs too, and I think it was just a couple nights ago, last week. Frank had gotten a picture of what looked like an orb at the end of the barn, but it was black. It looked like a black mass or black orb. So I've never seen a black one like that. So I sent you a photo of that one too. I don't know what all that means. But this is the time of year, it seems like, when it starts to get cooler out, our activity really starts to rev up. So it's like, oh man. What? Where did you go? Oh, you're down there now. Are you over there? are you? Someone lighting up fireworks.
For anybody who missed previous shows, she also had an incident where they had activity in one of the barns, and they made sure it was locked and put in closed circuit motion activated cameras to see what was going on in there. And they got pictures all night long of orbs flying around the barn and a portal opening and closing. So this place is like heavily weird.
It is heavily weird. Well, and since then, Frank, I shouldn't even say this, but he does rent the apartment out that's in that barn. We have had a couple guests that have only made it a night, and they have packed up and left because of things that they have heard. They hear the voices, they hear the footsteps, they hear the children laughing. They hear they can hear like people talking, but you can't make out anything that they're saying. So a lot of our guests that have stayed have had experiences as well.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's just not us. It's pretty much everybody,
I know for a while when you had that one person staying in the outbuilding and there was like Bigfoot activity going on around there, and you both decided that like, yeah, going out after dark's kind of a bad idea.
Yeah,
You have
no,
to make sure you're in a vehicle,
right? Well, no, that was really this little gal lived here on the property and helped me out for room and board, and she had a house down below, and that house would get the door knocked on, the windows tapped on, the house would get beat on, and I still to this day don't know if it was a Bigfoot or a dog man or what was going on with that. And the only reason I'm saying dog man is because one night she got home from the vet clinic. She was on call, so she got home 1:32 in the morning, and she's getting out of her pickup truck. And you got to keep in mind, this little gal is as redneck and country as they come. She has a flashlight in her truck. She has about everything you would need in her truck: gun, flashlight, you name it, it's there. And got out of the pickup, saw red eye shine, which kind of shocked her. She's a Florida gal. Never had seen that before, and she hunts. She'll go out coyote hunting at night. Um, so she saw this red eye shine. She gets out of her truck. She looks over in that direction. She's like, "What the heck?" It growls at her. So she gets her flashlight and is kind of shining it over there. She didn't know what the heck it was, so she went running back into her house, and I mean, it scared her. This is a gal that would go out all night long and fall asleep under a tree and coyote hunt for us. I mean, nothing scared this gal, but that red eye shine and that growl, she thought, I don't know what that is, and I'm scared.
How high off the ground were the red eyes?
Well, she said about 7-8 foot.
Yeah, it could have been Bigfoot too.
Behind her dog kennels.
Bigfoot or crabby, their eyes get red too, so it could have been a Bigfoot also.
Yeah, but do Bigfoot growl?
Yeah.
This thing growled.
Yeah, they growl spectacularly.
Okay, so I still don't know what it was.
Yeah, could have been who knows what it was. All you saw was red eye shine, but
exactly, and it growled.
Yeah.
So, and like I said, the one time with the horse trailer, rocking the trailer back and forth and then slapping the gooseneck, don't know what that was either. That could have been either or too. So, yeah, I don't go outside much at night. And that was the thing. I'm like, oh, things have been quiet. I'm going to run down the hill in my golf cart. Nothing will happen. was a beautiful night out, and look what happened. So that's why I don't even like to go outside at night.
Yeah, if you don't go out at night, you don't have to see the monsters and get video of them and then show up on my show to explain the video you got of the monsters.
Exactly.
Because you weren't outside.
If I just stay in the house and mind my P's and Q's, everything
Like-
is fine.
Yeah, the last time I had you on, I think I asked if there had been any activity in the scary woods, and you're like, I don't know. I don't go there.
But, the Scary Woods, they are turning it into a park. They've done some work over there, made a big wide trail. You can ride your horse down, but I don't think it's open yet. But
Oh, that's a perfect place to make a park where people to walk and ride horses, where all the horrible monsters live. That's a great plan right there.
So they made it into this park. It's still locked, so I don't think it's open yet, but you can, walk right through between the post and the gate there and get in. So anyways, we had, oh gosh, one of the times when my ghost hunting group came out, we had RPG from Expedition Bigfoot come with them too. And by this time I was tired. I'm like, y'all go to the Scary Woods. I'm going to bed. It's 2 a.m. And I'd shown them where to go if they wanted to go walk in the woods. And the neighbors from across, I was looking, going, oh, they're pulling out of the yard with a U-Haul. I didn't know if they were moving. And I said, well, it looks like, you guys would kind of be on your own. I said, they're gone. So they went over there and parked the car and got out and started walking. And I'll be darned if they didn't start hearing music. They weren't even that far from the car. And so they're like, where is that coming from? Because, there's nobody living across the street now. Carrie said that they left. We all saw the U-Haul leave. Yeah. And I'll be darned if it wasn't coming from her car. And it's a car with a push button start. The radio was on and the seat was moved back. And they had turned the car off.
Huh.
Yeah. Yeah. So several of them had that experience, So, yeah. So that was kind of creepy.
Just a bit. Well, speaking of creepy, tell us a little bit about this video you got of the entity in the bathroom.
Oh my gosh. So going back to the whole ghost tube, I don't know. I mean, I at first I was skeptical of this app, but it knows things, and I don't even know, like it like knows things, like, how, oh, it's because you said something or you typed something or you did this or you did, oh no, it's like almost like it can read your mind type of a deal. I mean, it's a great app. So I had it on. I used to keep it on in my house. Now I don't. Yeah, don't do that anymore. But every time I would go into that bedroom or walk by that bedroom, which is my guest room, it would say, go away, get out, leave, and I mean, just mean to me, just absolutely mean. And there were a few nights I would actually sleep over there because I loved the bed over there, I'm not going to lie. And one night it said closet, and then it said portrait. Well, there's a closet that when you're laying in bed, you see the closet, and there's a horse portrait right next to the closet. And I thought, that's weird. Ever since that night, I don't think I've ever slept in it again. So, I mean, you can walk in that room and it will be cold. And one day I had the ghost box off and it told me to get out again. And I said, listen, it's my house. I'm coming in this bedroom to fold my laundry. You can't tell me to get out. I live here. I was just mad. And so I told Red when she came up, I said, well, we got to go up to that bedroom. I said, because there's definitely something in this bedroom. And we were sitting there. And she turned her infrared on her cell phone, and we were sitting there watching it. And if you look at the the right-hand side as you're facing it, so it would be your right of the door frame, you can actually see a figure that kind of wants to come out with its shoulders and kind of back in, but you can kind of see the door frame gets bigger with the infrared and comes back down. You can kind of see something ebbing out and looking. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I knew there was something in that bedroom. And they have those little cat balls that you barely have to touch and they go off. And heck, those things were lighting up on the dresser in there. They were lighting up on the bathroom floor. And I mean, lots of activity in that bedroom, which we should probably make it public, because when my guests come, they have to stay in that bedroom, and I don't tell them.
Okay, it's recording again. Can you Do you want to talk to us at all? I saw that you were in the bathroom. Can you come out and communicate with us? Do you stay in the bathroom the whole time? Do you know why you're here? Canine.
Ooh.
You see that, right?
Ooh, yeah, I got it on mine. On the right side, kind of a bulge.
Yep. I see you. Come out a little bit more for us. It's getting better. Why are you scared of us? We're two nice people in here. Do you want us to leave you alone? Whose fault? This is your girl. Candace. That's you? No? Real.
Are you still in the bathroom?
I just felt okay. So I don't know if you just saw my arm move,
I did.
but it felt like I had a magnetic pull on it, and it just let go of it for a second. My arm resisted and pulled back against it.
That's crazy.
It felt like my arm was being pulled down like that, and I was resisting against it, and it let go.
Weird. This one says watch.
Behind you.
Behind you.
Liz, right? So hopefully they will never watch this and find this because nobody will ever want to come visit me if they do.
No, don't worry about it. Nobody watches my show. They'll never see it.
Oh, whatever. Oh my God. Yeah, don't you have like 20,000 subs now or something like that?
That's the rumor. That's
Yeah.
probably just a rumor.
Yeah. Yep. So
YouTube only lets about, like maybe 100 of them know that I'm actually putting a show out. So it doesn't matter how many subs you got. They don't know that you're putting shows out.
Right. Yep. So anyways, that's the story behind that video. And since then I have put crystals in the on the window sill, above the bathroom door, in the bathroom window sill, above the closet door, above the bedroom door, and above the main door. The door that you go in and out of right there, in hopes that whatever is in there might feel like it should leave. So I don't know if it has or not. I just don't go over there very often.
Yeah, you just need to go in there with a big canister of ghost repellent and spray the whole room down.
I know. Well, I just figure I can have my side of the house and they can have theirs. And the other night, I don't know what this was all about, but I gotten up before morning. I'd gotten up before my alarm went off. I got up at about, I think it was like 5:18. My alarm was supposed to go off at 5:30, and laying there in bed, I've got the dogs up there with me and I'm petting on the dogs. And all of a sudden it was like somebody had a camera and they were taking pictures, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like really bright flashes of light. And I am like, oh my gosh, I'm reaching for my cell phone thinking, well, is it going off, or what's going on with this, because it was that bright. I couldn't figure out. I still don't know where that light was coming from. I don't know.
So it flashes a light like, from a camera going off or something?
That's what I thought, like a camera flash or something. And there was nothing there.
Wow.
I don't know what that was. And that was just maybe last month.
But yeah, your place is just baffling, and there's all kinds
Yeah.
of weird stuff going on all
Scared
the
me
time.
because it was in my bedroom. That's kind of, I've tried to make it clear to whoever might be in here that that's kind of off limits.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you got some neighbors where there's, they have properties where there's weird things going on too. Ginny and Mac, who we haven't talked to in quite a while. And then
No
your
one
other, go
reached
ahead.
out to them and nothing.
Yeah, they just fell off the earth. And then your other friend that was getting all the orb pictures that you showed on a previous show. When
Yeah.
you were over there, those were amazing. Those are some of the most amazing orb pictures I ever seen.
Yeah. Yep. And she still has her activity going on too, but we touch base from time to time. I've been kind of telling her what's been happening here. So yeah, it's crazy. So, but yeah, that's kind of the update.
Have you thought about making your own group, like Alliance of Haunted Ranch Owners or something, so you guys can all just...
No, because like I don't want. I just no. I just kind of want to keep doing my own little thing. I mean, I'm so busy during the day that there's probably stuff that happens at night, but I'm so I mean, when I fall asleep, I fall asleep. So if something were happening, I would know.
Well,
But
that's the other thing I want to let everybody know. Even though you've got all this activity and it's like, clearly things are going on there a lot. You're not actually actively researching any of this. You're not even all that interested in it. When it pops out and says boo, you're like, oh God, I got to take some video. There, video. What weird thing is this?
well, it just happens so often that it just doesn't even faze me anymore. At first, I was like, oh, I gotta, but now I'm like, it doesn't really matter. It's just going to keep doing what it's doing.
Yeah. Well, and I know you're not like very chicken or anything. I remember when we went up camping in Coloma, and I had the one shaking my tent, and then he ran past and slapped the side of your SUV on the way out.
Yeah, I wanted to leave.
Yeah, I know. Only the third night there, and she's like, I don't want to stay another night. And I'm like, well, why?
Yeah, no.
You were inside the vehicle with the dog and the two loaded pistols. I was out in the little fabric tent that he was shaking. Why are you freaking
No.
out?
I know. But I was so scared that I couldn't move. I couldn't have gotten to
Yeah,
the
I
gun.
know, because I was on the cell phone and the tent's hitting me on both sides of my head, and I'm going, hit the alarm.
I
And you're
couldn't.
like,
I was
I'm
too scared to move to
scared.
even push the
I'm like,
panic button on my
I'm the
car.
one that's out here in the tent getting beat up right now. Hit the alarm.
I know. Yeah. So
Yeah, I was sitting up in the tent, and literally the tent was like hitting both sides of my head because whatever it
yeah,
was had the top
but I
post and
did
like
manage to push the button finally.
back and forth with it. And then as soon as the alarm went off, then he ran past the SUV and slapped it on his way out.
Yeah, no, I don't. Yeah. Yep. I think I'm just better off not knowing what's out there. So,
Well, you
yeah,
didn't get an actual sighting. You just got to hear him run past your SUV and slap the side. So you didn't get to see.
right. Yep. Yeah. I mean, now I might be a little bit better because, like I said, nothing's really phasing me that much anymore.
You had enough weird stuff happen at this point. You're like, whatever, another weird thing.
Oh,
Happened.
I have totally had enough weird stuff happen that, well, and then I did send you a weird video clip I shared with you. It was, one night this like mist just went in front of the camera, and I am like, what on earth is this? And when I like saved it to my little iMovie, I mean, I'm really high tech. I've got iMovie, right? Saved
Wow.
it kind of really slow. I guess I scrubbed it. Look at me go. I scrubbed it, and I'll be darned if I think I showed you the picture. It looked like a girl wearing a hoodie with jeans and a horse over her shoulder. And when the girls were out doing their investigation, they got a picture of a figure sitting on the tack trunk, and it looked like a person sitting bent over. It looked like it was a girl with blue jeans and a white hoodie on. So I thought that was really interesting that,
Wow.
in that mist, I mean, it was almost clear as day. I mean, she even had writing on her sweatshirt. And I thought, oh my gosh, that is crazy as heck.
Wow.
So, yeah. So I don't know what all we have going on here, but it is a whole lot.
Yeah, I know. That's why you keep ending up back on my show again about every year because I get these messages, Duke, what is this? And she'll send me this video, and I'll be like, okay, it's time for you to be on the show again.
Right, right. Yeah, but lately it just seems like I said, I am just with the paranormal activity, with some of the UFO activity we've had, and then with the creature activity, I'm convinced they all go hand in hand.
It does seem that there's linkage there, and I know a lot of the places where I have like high activity for what I'm looking for, which is cryptids. There
Hmm.
seems to be portals there. And if there's portals there, then you can have all kinds of entities and aliens and whatever else. Anybody that's using the portal rapid transit system can be coming and going there. So, in addition to, okay, there's a group of Sasquatch living there. Yeah, and there's all kinds of other weird things coming and going and visiting. You
Hmm.
know,
Oh, for sure.
not necessarily stuff they even want there. You know,
Right, right. Well, my friend, who looked at the video also, he took it frame by frame by frame, and out of the whole video, there was two frames that actually had a rectangle in it that could have been an actual portal opening up by that creature. So I thought that was really interesting.
wow.
Yeah, he brought that to my attention. I'm just like, oh my gosh, there's a creature walking. Look at this. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I know sometimes. Good example. Dogman caught on video that clip from uh, the little section from clip 405 that I was just showed not too long ago, and yeah, more clips from that yet coming. Because again, this is one of those situations where you don't think you're filming anything. You're just walking
Right.
along filming the woods, and then you go back and look at it and go, oh my God, there's all kinds of stuff sitting there watching me.
Right. Right. Yep. Yep. Oh, for sure. For sure. So, yeah. Yeah. Well, and I mean, I probably wouldn't even have noticed that because I was so focused on the light that I wasn't looking at what else was in the video. I'm just like there was this weird light, and oh my gosh. So, yeah. And like I said, it was probably a good thing I didn't see it walking because I would have freaked out. Yeah. I would have had more grit.
Oh, I
So,
know. Some of the stuff I found on video after the fact, if I would have seen it while I was there filming it, I would have just had a heart attack and died on the spot.
right. Right. Yep. Yep. But yeah, no, we're just kind of going into our busy season now, so it'll be interesting to see kind of what transpires this winter season, as far as the activity in the barns and my house and down at the other houses.
You
And
still got the barn wired up with the motion active cameras and stuff in case it starts being more
yeah.
portals,
Yep.
orbs, and
Yep.
stuff again.
Yep. I've just got to check the batteries and everything, so yeah,
Good
but
stuff.
it still is. So
I hear one of your kids yelling for you.
I know, Maisie. I know. I know they're demanding. Yep, they're demanding. Probably wants another treat.
One of your fuzzy buddies. Yeah, you had one of your fuzzy buddies with, and you're up here camping with me too.
I know I don't have poor dear Mabel anymore.
No, she was kind of like not getting around all that great at that time, even.
I
And
know. I
plus at
know.
high altitude, which she wasn't used to. Both of you are like, I'm tired again. I just walked 10 feet. I want to rest.
Right? How far do we have to hike? I was all worried about the grizzly bears.
There's no grizzly bears there. The Bigfoot chased them out of that area.
You don't know that for sure. They could still pass through.
There's mountain
Yeah.
lions there. I know that one of them came through when one of my research assistants was up there camping with his wife, and they had to walk right past the tent and rub on the tent as it went past.
Oh no. No, 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 no. Oh, so
Mountain lions are just little. They only get 200-300 pounds. They're not big or anything.
oh gosh, right, right. But yeah, that's kind of what's been going on here in a nutshell.
Did you have other pictures or anything, or does that cover everything?
Trying to remember what I sent you. I think that might have covered everything.
Okay. Right on.
Yeah.
Well, once again, it's always great catching up with you. And, if some of this stuff gets to be too baffling or becomes really problematic, you can always contact Robin, and she can help you.
Right. Yep.
She's really good at that sort of thing.
And she's close.
And she's closer to where you're at. Yep, she's in South Kakalaki, so she's way closer to Florida than I am. I'm on the opposite side of the continent,
Oh, I know, where it snows all the time and is cold.
Yep, I know. Yep, we've already had our 2 months of snow leading up to the beginning of official winter here, when we start our third month of snow. We're actually having a snowstorm today. I was telling researcher X here earlier that we needed to get recorded quick before the internet goes out, because they already sent me a notice on my phone. Internet might go out. Major blizzard going through area. And I'm like, okay, we need to get this recorded.
Right. Yep.
So yes, as we are recording this, it is not actually Christmas. It's quite a few days in advance. It's only the 19th, but this show's coming out on Christmas. And then tomorrow, you'll get to see Sabila Irwin Part 2. And you don't want to miss that one because it's really cool. She shows her research, because she's been out in the field doing research too, and it's got some really neat stuff. And then she handpicked one of her favorite episodes where she did all the artwork for somebody that had a really strange encounter up in British Columbia. And she's letting us show clips from that too. So you guys, your heads will explode. It's awesome. You will love it.
Definitely one to watch.
Definitely. And that's going to be on Christmas Day, and this show's going to be on Christmas Eve, so we're all Christmassy and going ho 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 ho. Matter of fact, I got at the end of this show here with Researcher X, I'm going to show a little clip of video that I managed to capture of Santa Claus leaving presents for the Bigfoot. So
awesome.
You guys can see that. May not actually be Santa, we don't know for sure, but whoever it is that looks like they're wearing a Santa hat and is saying ho, 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 is leaving presents for the local Sasquatch here in Montana. So you guys can check that out too.
Yeah.
All right, dear. Well, thank you so much for coming back on the show and getting us up to date again. And, remember the, excuse me, that's an open option in the future, like it has been in the past, as you have more weird things that happen there and you manage to actually document it or whatever, and you want to come on and share with everybody else. Everybody always enjoys the updates from the Haunted Horse Ranch.
And yes, well, you're welcome. Well, thanks for having me again, and I will keep you posted on the going-ons.
Awesome. We appreciate that. You're one of my favorite repeat offenders that's been on over and over again.
I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. It's not a normal life.
Yeah. Well, I don't have a normal life either. It's like I'm living in the friggin' X-Files or something, So.
Right? Yeah.
I'm Carl Kolchak, the Night Stalker, working for the Independent News Service, putting out stories no one believes and getting ridiculed. That's my job.
Right.
All right.
Good Christmas, and it was great catching up with you.
It's always great seeing you too, dear. And for everybody else, stay tuned for that little short Santa Claus caught on video, leaving presents for Sasquatch clip. And have a wonderful remainder of your Christmas. And I'll see you tomorrow with Sabila Irwin. And until then, you know the rules. Follow them.
ho ho ho. Ho 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 ho. Ho 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 ho. Ho ho ho. Nahalio. Oseo. Merry Christmas, buddies. Ho 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 ho. Ho 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 ho.
Make sure that you're kind to everyone. Safety first, last, and always. Pay it forward. Don't be mean to people if you don't have to be. Don't flip off the mountain giant. Don't poke Dogman with a stick. Don't punt the puck, would you? And for God's sake, whatever you do not hug the Wookiee.